everybody, I'm Corinne Blackstone and welcome to my craft room. Before we get started, be sure that you're signed up for my free newsletter over at CorinneBlackstone.com. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about some of my favorite safe websites to download free fonts. We're going to show you which ones you can get commercial use license and personal use fonts from. And these websites I've used for many years. They are safe, they're not full of viruses, so you know that you're going to be using a safe website by using the ones that I have listed for you. Now, if you want even more free stuff, be sure to check out the free SVG website list that I have over on my website. I'll link that down below for you as well. So let's go ahead and get started. The first website that I really like for free fonts is fontbundles.net. This is a sister site to Design Bundles, but this one is really centered on fonts. So if you want to find their free fonts, because they do have ones you can purchase, you simply just need to click free fonts. Now, if you hover over it, it'll give you an option to kind of get a little more like niched down, but I like to just click free fonts and then find a font that I like. Now, one thing that's great about fontbundles.net is that these fonts do include a commercial use license, meaning that you can sell items that you've created with these fonts and you are protected. That's not true for all the websites, and I'll make sure to let you know which ones you can do this with and which ones that you cannot. To download from here, you just simply click where it says download now and then simply click confirm. It'll open up the folder and ask you where you want to save it to, and then you can simply save it into your folder. Now, I would show you how to install, but I do have a video about that if you'd like to know more. I'll link it up at the top of the screen and also down in the video's description. It's pretty easy. It only takes a second. This font website is fabulous. I absolutely love it, and it is super safe. I've tested all of these websites, and all of them are safe to download from, so just be aware of that. Now let's move on to our second one. The next one that I like is dafont.com. It's DAFONT.com. Now make sure that you are on dafont.com and not dafontfree.com, dafontfonts.com. Those are websites that are basically trying to copy off this site, and those sites are not safe. Now, one thing to note from this website is these are not commercial use files. These are going to be for your personal use only, but there are so many fonts on here. So this is a great way to build up your font collection if you want to make gifts, if you want to make stuff for yourself, but you can see there are tons of options. Now, to download from here, you just simply click this download button, and it does the same thing where it will bring up the file and ask you where you want to save it. You can look at all the different categories of fonts, or you can simply just kind of scroll through and see what you like. I like to click on new fonts every once in a while and just see what has come out recently. There might be something new that I think is really perfect for a project I have in mind, or for just something really fun. Like this Who Cats one I like a lot. Hello Mickey's is cute. So there's a lot of different ones that you can scroll through, and there are literally thousands and thousands of fonts. Website number 3 is 1001fonts.com. This is a great site. There are, again, millions of fonts that you can download. Now, you do have the option on this site a little easier where you can actually pay to get that commercial use license. You see this little $sign thing here. You can actually pay so that you could have commercial use license. But again, if you're just using these for your personal use, then these are great. But one thing that I really love about this website is you can sign up for free, make your own account, and you can favorite the fonts. So if you don't want to download them right now, but you're like, this Twilight Luminance, I might use some point, but I don't want to download it, you can just add it to a favorites category and come back later. But there are so many fonts in this website, thousands of pages. There are font categories just like in the other websites. And I love that this one has like decade fonts. You've got tons of dingbats. There's free fonts for commercial use. So if you do want to sell something, simply go to that section and it's going to show you all the fonts that you can actually use to sell with, which I think is super helpful. It's one thing that I really do like about this website. There's over 500 pages of fonts to look through that you can use with your commercial use license. Now, if you guys have been around for a while, you know that I like Creative Fabrica so much. And they're not just for SVGs, they also have a ton of free fonts. Now, I do have an all access pass, but if you want to find some freebies, go right here under freebies and go to free fonts. that's going to bring up all of these fonts. There's tons of them to choose from. I love Before the Rainbow. That's one of my favorite fonts right now. But what's great about these is, again, these do contain a commercial use license. You can download for free here and use them to sell things. They've got everything from super fancy script fonts to font duos, more of like a doodly style font. There are so many things from here, and they also have a ton of free SVGs as well. But for sure, check out Creative Fabrica down below for their free fonts, because I think you're going to be really satisfied with what they offer. I'll also link below the free trial if you want to try that out, because it is a really great website, and I'll also link where you can get the yearly access. Font Meme is another really cool website that you can use for your fonts. But one thing that I really love about this website is their generators. They've got free fonts, but they also have these really cool generators where you can get cool text styles, which includes things like Pokemon, Minions, Mario, Frozen, Paw Patrol. So you can kind of make your own fun fonts like that. We also have warping tools. There are so many fun tools to use here, so be sure to check that section out. But then there's also really cool like text generators, like you can check out Chalk, so many things. But if you click on fonts in use, you're going to see there's tons of different options here. You can either just kind of scroll through and find something you like, or you can search for what you want to use. Like, let's check out this East Side Mario's. Look how cute that is. That's a cute little font. It'll tell you a little bit about the font, and then it'll also tell you kind of where you can download it, things like that. But this website's really cool. But one thing I do want to like warn you about is this is an ad at the top, and sometimes it'll say download. You don't want to click on that. There's a lot of websites that run ads so that they can continue to offer you free services. So if it says download, don't do that. One way to really tell if it's an ad is see up here in this upper corner. It's got a little blue X and then this little ad choices. You can see it there, but then there's also one down here at the bottom, and you can see that this one does say continue to download. Look right here, you can see that it's an ad. So if you're ever questioning it, just know that those are definitely not safe places. You don't want to click on those. Then they give you some font suggestions, which I think are really fun. Like, I love this one. So again, right here where it says continue to download, this is an ad. We want to make sure we're not clicking on that. So we're going to click away from that. And you can see here where we can preview it, or we can simply download our font. FontSpace is a really, really cool website. So FontSpace has over 120,000 fonts, which I think is cool, and they're all free. These are also legally licensed fonts that are perfect for your design projects, as it says. Now you can search for fonts or styles, but you can also, again, just simply scroll through. Now keep in mind, these are all going to be personal use. You can see right here where it says personal use free. So that's something you want to keep in mind when you are looking for free fonts. They also have font generators. They have lots of different ones that you can use. Font generators are really fun because you don't have to then download the font, which I think is pretty cool. They also have collections that you can look through. So they kind of keep them in like little categories like tattoo styles, heart fonts, cool fonts, all sorts of fun things. So this is a great website just to kind of click around through, see what you like. Like, let's look at wedding fonts in this one. And again, free fonts. How fun is that? But what else is cool is there's a filter right here. If you click on that, you're going to see the fonts that you can use with commercial use. So like this Lofty Goals you can use, Great Vibes, Alex Brush. I have that one. I really like that font. But there's a ton of fonts that you can use. Now, some of them I noticed haven't been showing the preview very well, and I don't know if that's like an issue with them or with, you know, whatever. But these are so fun. I think they're really cool. There's a bunch of pages, so be sure to check them out. Love the fontspace.com. So much to find here. Fontesk is another great one to check out. Again, very similar that they kind of put things in their own categories. But what's cool with them is they offer some ones that I haven't seen on some other websites. So let's look at the handwritten. Again, beware of the ads because, again, these websites do have ads. But I've seen some different ones on here that, like I said, I've not seen other places. So I do feel like this is going to offer us some cool different designs to choose from. And again, there are thousands and thousands of fonts on here. But again, these are free for personal use for the most part. But what you can do is if you look right here next to the name, it'll say free for commercial use or it says free for personal use. So you want to kind of keep an eye out on that. But what's cool, again, is you can filter them. So I can filter them for free for commercial use. Click search, and then it will only give me commercial use fonts, which is really, really nice, because then again, I can design with these and I can sell that stuff. So this is pretty cool. And again, like really cute designs. They've got so many fonts. There's all sorts of really great things to look through. So take your time, scroll through, find some stuff you like. I think this is a great site. And again, I've tested all these. These sites are safe. So don't worry about downloading from them. These are not ones that are going to give you any malware, but they are wonderful sites to use with your Cricut. Font Squirrel is such a fun website because what I love about them is not only do they offer us a ton of free fonts, but they also have a font identifier. Now, what's cool about this font identifier is if you've ever used What the Font, very similar idea. The font identifier is great. We also have a place called Font Talk. And what Font Talk is it's like its own social media all about fonts. So I think that's pretty cool. That's one of their sister sites. So if you're ever looking for something specific and maybe you're like, I really want to make a font that's really similar to this font, but I can't find one. Can you help me? They can absolutely do that. And then they also have a web font generator where you can kind of upload stuff and whatever. But because we're looking at free fonts, let's look at what's hot right now. So we've got just kind of some plain fonts. Got, again, Alex Brush. She is a popular gal. We also have like recent ones that they've uploaded. And these are going to be commercial use fonts. You can see free fonts for commercial use right there at the top. So that's a really nice thing to have. These fonts are great. So many options. Be sure to just scroll through, find some stuff you like. I think this is a great option. And last but not least, we have urbanfonts.com. So I went to the free font section. If you go to the home, you can get to free fonts just by clicking here. But what's great is, again, you can really just either look for something that you're looking for, but let's say I just want to see what some of these fonts look like with my name. I can just type my name in and it'll show me what the fonts look like. And then if you hover over it, it shows you the different like letters. So if you want to see kind of what the other letter options are. But I just think this is really fun because you can actually just preview every font with your own name. Now this one's only capital, so it only shows me that one, but there's over 2,000 pages of fonts that you can look at. So this is a great website. I think this one's pretty cool. I don't know how many of these really are available as far as like commercial use, because it really doesn't tell you, which means you need to assume that they are not available with a commercial use license. Now they do have premium fonts, and those fonts are paid fonts, and those are going to contain a commercial use license. However, you will need to purchase them. So just keep that in mind. Now, do you have any free font websites that I missed that you love? Be sure to share them down below in the video's comments. I would love to hear what font sites you guys use. I'm always looking for new places to not only help you find free stuff, but to help me find free stuff too. If you love free stuff, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure that you do. That way you don't miss out on any of the fun, crafty content we have coming. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And as always, happy crafting.